Welcome to Sybil's World, where you get to meet some of the people in my life that have made my life interesting. Today we have someone incredibly special to me. I've known her for 35 years. It's Joanne Jacobs. Welcome. And
we're happy to be here.
We're gonna talk about your project, your Miss Joanne's Finishing School for Forgotten Cats. Do you want to tell us about it?
Yes. So I foster for a rescue called Forgotten Cats. It's based in Delaware, and we also are in Pennsylvania, and so I foster kittens mainly for them, and I've done over 60 so far.
Wow. Yeah, you fostered out 60 kittens. How many years have you been doing it?
About 6. Yeah.
What's the process like? So you get the cat, and then what do you do for your finishing school? What is?
So the rescue contacts me, and generally it's like a litter of kittens. I primarily do kittens because I have 6 grown cats that are my resident cats. So I take these kittens who are homeless kittens, and I teach them to be prim and proper, and
so you have a
posture and manners.
Mr. Skittles.
So I have Mr. Skittles. He's a resident cat, but he's also our top instructor, and that's one of the kittens.
Oh yeah, look at these kittens.
And
oh my God, they're so cute. I would adopt that cat.
Does,
it's gorgeous. Oh my God, it's so cute.
He does classes. One of his favorite classes is the art of sitting gracefully, and there is a photo of him in his elegant way that he just sits around, and all the kittens love him no matter what.
How do you get them to perform? Like, how's that? How do you go about doing that?
You mean like when I video them and I make the videos?
Yeah.
It's not easy. It's like videoing a baby. The second you turn the camera off, they stop doing the cutest thing.
Well, so, they look pretty cute, those cats.
Thank you. I work hard on the videos that I make. I am partnering with a rescue, so the adoptions are through the rescue.
Okay, so what's the name of the rescue?
The rescue is Forgotten Cats, and they're based out of Delaware.
Right, that's another question I would ask is like,
that's
if someone does see a cat that they want, how do they go about? Do they contact you? Do they contact the rescue? They
contact me. They contact a rescue. It depends where they're seeing. Like I've had some adopters that said they specifically went to the adoption center because they saw my posts on my Miss Joanne's Finishing School account on Instagram. So I'm on Instagram and Facebook as Miss Joanne's Finishing School. And the rescue also posts photos and videos, which I primarily provide to them. They have the videos and photos on their website, and they're also on Pet Finder. So there's multiple ways that people can see these kittens to adopt.
So your 6 cats that you have now, were any of them?
Yes.
On there? You couldn't help yourself?
One was through the rescue. One I adopted through the rescue. And then 2 others were homeless cats that I adopted through another situation. And
do
then
most cats get adopted?
Most kittens get adopted. All kittens get adopted, and they go relatively quickly. Cats are trickier, and there are tons of beautiful full-grown cats that really need homes, and I highly recommend.
This is your school.
Yes, that's when they graduate.
Oh my God,
so
that's
after
adorable.
They pass posture and manners and prim and proper behavior and perfect dining etiquette, there's all kinds of courses that Mr. Skittles teaches.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's in a wonderful home.
And full disclosure, I never liked cats. I wasn't a cat person until I house sat for you one time.
Years ago.
Many years ago. And
me.
Yeah, and Mr. Skittles was there, and I fell in love with Mr. Skittles. And
you said if he's not here when you get back, I catnapped him. Because he's gorgeous. I don't know if a photo came up of him. He's all white. And it's just uncanny because every kitten that has come through my finishing school adores Mr. Skittles instantly. It's just it's quite unique, and it's really
It says a lot about
heartwarming
its owner.
because I have other cats that
Oh my God,
they
there's
also meet.
Mr.
Oh, that's
Skittles.
Mr. Skittles.
Yeah, that's the one that's
And-
going to catnap.
And that's where he's developing his course, The Art of Sitting Gracefully.
And my cat's name is Blanket. We named it in honor of Michael Jackson.
I know, you told me. It's so sweet.
Yeah.
So he's 14 years
Oh,
old.
wow.
And, but he still is an instructor in the finishing school. And I do a lot as well to socialize them, because sometimes the kittens are afraid of people even when they're very little, because when they've been homeless and they were with their mother, they follow what the mother does. And typically they fear humans until they learn from people who are fostering them that humans are okay, and the shy ones will eventually come around. So even if you go to a rescue and you see a cat that's maybe a little less than friendly, typically once they gain your trust, they will become, sometimes they become lap cats.
Wow.
Sometimes the ones that are acting
And
the
the feral
most
ones,
frightened.
is there any hope for them?
So if they're totally feral, deemed totally feral, they get fixed by the rescue and returned to the colony or wherever they were found, or to the street.
Because in Fortescue, where I live, there's so many cats that are feral, but they became like nice and would come up to you and stuff.
Well, once you start feeding them and they start learning that you are not a frightening being, then
Yeah.
they trust you. But there are some cats that it would be like bringing a raccoon into your home. They just really would
I do like
prefer.
raccoons. I do have a story about a raccoon.
They would.
When I moved to Fortescue from Philadelphia, I had no idea that raccoons were like crazy.
Feral.
And I was feeding the one in my yard, and I was taking videos of it, and I was literally walking up to it and giving it eggs. And then someone saw the video and they're like, "Are you crazy?" And then I found out that, when he attacked my chicken and like killed my chicken, I was like, okay, I guess this is not probably a good idea. Let's go into your, so if someone wants to adopt a cat, let me ask another question is, if someone has an idea of a cat that they're looking for, somebody wants a Himalayan cat or something like that, can they get in contact with you and say, hey, could you let me know if a Himalayan cat comes through?
Well, I foster for the rescue. It would be best if they went on the rescue's page, on the photo gallery on there.
What is that? Do you know?
It's Forgotten Cats.
Okay.
And they have a photo gallery on their website where they can see all of the adoptable cats and kittens. And they can scroll through and look for a Himalayan. There's also rescues that deal specifically with a certain pedigree, which could be Himalayan or a Siamese or whatever they are, and Asian cats or whatever. Just like for dogs, there are rescues for specific breeds.
The best thing is either go on yours, or if they're looking for something specific, go directly to theirs.
They just can Google whatever type of cat they're looking for, but they can also go onto Any's Rescue's website and type in what they're looking for, or just scroll through their photo gallery and look for the type of cat they're looking for, whether it's a Maine Coon or Himalayan or an Asian.
I love how passionate you are about this. I've known
really
you for a long time. I know you
passionate
are, and it makes you really special.
Thank
You're
you.
also very passionate about your dancing and your dance career. So I'd like to start off by you telling us a little bit about how you started dancing and who you danced for,
Well, I started dancing.
Because you were in some major shows too.
Right, but I started dancing when I was a little girl, and my mother played the piano at a dance studio that was also that dance studio. Grace Kelly studied there when she was a little girl. And my mother played the piano, and she told the owner that she had a daughter. I was about 7 or 8, and so I went there and I took classes there complimentary because my mother played the piano for the classes, and I stayed there a couple years, and it was really wonderful. It was in a beautiful mansion in Overbrook, and the training was okay. It was good, tap, jazz, and ballet. And then my mother decided she didn't want to work there anymore as an accompanist, so she took me to the Pennsylvania Ballet School. They were just opening, they were brand new, and she took me there, and I auditioned and I got a scholarship.
So that's how you got into ballet.
And I went, yes.
Which
so
correlates later down the road, yeah.
Right, so I went there from like 10 to 17, 18 years old when I went away to college. I was in their first Nutcracker, the very first Nutcracker they did. And now the Pennsylvania Ballet has changed their name, and they are the Philadelphia Ballet.
Much what they're known for now, yeah.
So
And you were a magician's assistant at one point.
Yeah, that was.
Do we have a picture of that? The magician's assistant. There you go.
Yeah, so that
Where was this
magician, this was in Puerto Rico, in San Juan, and this particular magician was the first person to buy this apparatus from David Copperfield.
Oh, wow.
And he designed that, and it was really quite unique. And the audience would react quite like.
Well, this was like what, in the 80s?
No, was that the 80s? I'm losing track of time. Probably the late 80s. The late 80s.
Yeah,
I love being a magician assistant. I was also, another magician came through because I was in that show for 6 months. So the magicians would come, that magician was there for 3 months, and then another magician for 3 months. And I also was the magician's assistant for the other magician.
Well, that's going to take us into our first commercial. And
Okay.
we'll magically appear when we come back.
Okay.
All right.
Looking for a hidden gem on the other Jersey Shore? Discover the Hotel Charlesworth in Fortescue, New Jersey, where charm meets elegance. Enjoy fine dining, breathtaking views of the bay, and the warm welcome of your host, Sybil. And ladies, every guest gets to pick a free piece of jewelry, most often a beautiful ring. Because perfection deserves privacy. Reservations only. Call 856-447-4928. The Hotel Charlesworth, Fortescue's best kept secret, on the other Jersey Shore, in Fortescue, New Jersey.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
Many people treat their health like a game. With Complete Care Health Network, it's easy to start your healthcare journey. Just select from our specialties and schedule online, by phone, or on our app. Our entire team communicates with one another, so everyone works together on your total health. Plus, we make it even easier with all of these additional benefits. Level up your health with us. Complete Care Health Network. No games, just great health care for everyone.
Welcome back to Sybil's World, where we're here with Joanne Jacobs talking about her dance career. And so you were saying about the magician and how that was he sold it.
He bought that from David Copperfield. David Copperfield invented it, and it literally looked like I was impaled.
So you did a show with Greg Thompson.
Yes.
What show was that, and what part did you play? Because he's incredibly famous.
I did a show called Broadway. In fact, Kendra, who was your first guest, was in the same show, the same exact show.
Wow.
But 10 years later, we have photos of us in the same costuming. Except he
amazing.
updated it.
Oh, look, there you are.
That was when I danced for Confetti Entertainment. And that was in Atlantic City.
So you did a lot of shows in
Somebody
Atlantic
took
City,
that from
too.
the audience, a friend. Yes, and Greg Thompson, I danced for him on a cruise ship, as well as in Atlantic City at Caesars. And Confetti, that was Greg Thompson, that was at Caesars.
And
Yeah.
Greg Thompson, he married Sonny.
Sonny, who is
And-
a Marilyn Monroe
Right.
impersonator,
I
one
saw
of the top.
her in, I think it was Massachusetts or something, when she was married to the singer, the opera singer, the blind one.
Oh, she was?
I think
didn't
so,
know
yeah.
that. Well, anyway, this was Confetti.
Oh, wow.
Sonny
that's
was
so
in the show I was in on the
80s,
cruise
90s.
ship.
That's fantastic.
yeah,
There you are, right
that's
there in the
Hossie.
front. Oh my
Yeah.
God, that's Hossie.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That was a promo shot, but those were costumes that we did perform in. We didn't have the motorcycle. That was a TV commercial I did at Showboat with Sammy Davis Jr., and that was for Confetti Entertainment. That's the same. That was from Caesar's, the Broadway show. And there is the photo of me in the same costume that Kendra wore 10 years later.
And you were actually assistant to Phyllis Nelson, right?
Yes.
Yeah, she had what was the song she had out, a very famous
Well,
song?
she had a song that went #1 worldwide, except it was never released in the United States. It was called Move Closer. And it was first played by a DJ, an overnight DJ in London. And he said, this was when DJs could say pretty much what they wanted about the music. If you other DJs aren't playing this, you don't know anything about music. And it took off from there, and it became #1, and then it became #1 worldwide except the United States.
And you had Princess Diana call
Yes.
and invite you to, and
Phyllis to sing.
To sing.
At Lord Spencer's 40th birthday
and you
party.
were on the phone singing happy birthday to Lord Spencer.
Yes.
And personally invited by Princess Diana.
Yes,
That's
she
amazing.
literally called. We were in LA when she called, and she called the hotel. And I guess if you're Lady Diana, you can get Phyllis
I've
Nelson's
known you 35 years
number.
and never knew that. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
it
I
was
do. Another thing I
pretty,
thought was very interesting is that you were at a New Year's Eve party where there was only literally 10 people.
Yeah.
And in those 10 people were Christopher Walken's Glenn Close,
Jeremy
Robert Duvall.
Irons. It was
Like,
it was that Robert Duvall lived at the Dakota at the time, and it was a New Year's Eve party that a friend of mine who was a cameraman that worked with Robert Duvall invited him, and he invited me. So that
And you all sang
and
your
Robert
rounds? I mean,
Duvall's
that's-
at
that's so-
midnight we sang Amazing Grace.
That is.
It was the most
that's
wonderful,
incredible.
one of the most wonderful New Year's Eves, except the ones I've spent with my husband.
Yes, and we'll get to that
Yes.
also. And you also choreographed for your mom and dad commercial that they did, they were on Channel 10 for something you choreographed at their
Where they
Marist
live.
Grove.
Yes, they live in a retirement community, and every year I choreograph a number for a group of women, and my dad always is involved to perform. It's kind of like an end of the year folly show. This past 3 years, my husband has sang. So my husband
Right,
sings
yeah,
in community
Alice.
theater.
Yeah, amazing singer. He
so
always finds the note.
It was also my parents' 72nd wedding anniversary.
Which is another thing I
So-
wanted to say is that your
right.
parents got married. Your mom's sister got married in a dual wedding, and they were all still together after 72 years.
Yes, that was them. It was
And-
on Broad Street at a hotel that's not there now. There was a double wedding.
It's unbelievable that they
That's
would
my
still
mom
be
and
together
dad.
after
Yeah.
70-some
And
years.
this was their 70th
Fantastic.
wedding anniversary
That's
party. We had it
amazing.
in California in Laguna.
But that just goes to
Beach
show
area.
you that your family and your life and the
Yeah.
people around you and good. It's beautiful
Oh,
actually.
these are my kids.
Oh yeah, so
yeah.
this is what you're doing now. This is 5th grade ballroom
One of-
dancing, and tell us about that. How this is for
So-
public and Catholic school.
Yes, Philadelphia Public Schools and parochial schools, Catholic schools. We go in and teach ballroom to 5th graders, and it's a syllabus out of New York City.
So do these kids? Is it mandatory or do they?
Yes.
It's
Which
so
is
then you
very
definitely-
tricky.
Right. That's what I was going to say. Is that
It's-
it must be
It's
very interesting to
Very.
have kids have to learn ballroom dancing in today's society. How do you even approach that? I mean,
So
the
there's-
resistance must have been like crazy at the beginning. How,
Right.
yeah, how have you handled
But
that?
there's a very clever syllabus that we follow. I had to do 40 hours of training
Okay.
to learn this method.
How not to hit
And
them?
it's especially
really
for 5th graders. How do you teach them to get into a frame? They don't want to
Well, it's
be
just
in
not
what we call the
natural for them,
frame.
right.
So we start with something called pancakes. And we say, may I have this dance?
Yeah.
Yes, you may.
Okay. Good. All right.
That's a little inside joke we have.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's 20 classes, 10 weeks, and it ends with the culmination of the parents coming and the 4th graders come to watch. So they know that's what they're going to be doing next year.
Okay, so it's introducing them slowly into the fact that they're going to have to.
Some of them
do
come
this
in and
themselves.
say, I'm super excited to be here. We saw the recital at the end of the year, and they come in. But we also have a competition. So that photo were my students who made it into the final competition. And there are about 1,000 children that are doing this
Wow.
program.
That's pretty
And it gets
impressive.
narrowed down to just maybe 4 or 5 different schools that get to participate. You
Well,
know, we
that's
have
pretty
semi competitions and then the final competition.
But I mean, that goes
was
to
the
say
final.
about your choreography.
Well,
and
it's
your
not
life
my
of-
choreography.
Okay.
It's this. I have to follow this very strict. They give us the music, the steps.
But you have to teach them how to do it.
Yeah, you
So,
do
well,
have to
that
learn
is-
how to deal with children that maybe don't want to be there. But there's always several that look at you with these big eyes,
'Cause
just
they're
what's
super
next.
excited,
They're
yeah.
they want to do it, they want to learn, boys and girls. And even the ones that don't want to learn, they have their moments. You know, one little boy said to me, we were just outside playing soccer, and now I had to come in here and to do this with you. And then I did tell him that a lot of football players
Yeah.
and soccer football players take dance for the fast footwork. And then he started paying attention a
And
little
now
more.
he's famous on TikTok, probably, right? Doing these little shows.
Not yet.
So you met your husband, first husband, 60 years old. You got married.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Yes. So I met him on Match.
Okay.
.com.
So there is hope, people. There is hope.
There's hope
60
for
years.
women that are maybe past the age you think you could ever meet somebody. I met my
Well,
wonderful
60 is
husband.
the new 20, so you're
Yes.
good.
And I was about to go off Match, and my mother said, don't go. I said, I can meet disingenuous men for free. Why should I pay? And my mother said, I'm mailing you a check.
Oh,
And she mailed me a check to renew my Match subscription, and that's the period of time I met my husband.
So
who
now I
was
can blame your mom
very genuous.
for you finding someone to steal my time with you. That's now I know where I got that from.
Yeah.
And do we have any pictures of the wedding? Because I happen to be the best man and maid of honor in your wedding, which is we don't have any of those. Okay. All right, we'll do something after. Okay, we'll put something in there because I looked really hot.
You did
back
look
then.
good.
Yeah, and those were.
You still look hot, by the way.
We met in Manayunk at an antique shop that you had there, and I still remember you wearing a
Vintage one.
daisy. You had a daisy sundress on, and that was like 35 years ago.
Yeah.
And we've been close.
You were
with that.
22 when we met.
Bestest friends
so
for a very long time, and now you're doing. You're involved with Brian Sanders, who is from Philadelphia, and he is doing shows even in New York and stuff. And it's called Junk. Tell us about that, because I know you
So
do
his-
choreographed and some costuming or
Yeah.
something.
So his company that he had for 30 years was called Junk. He recently disbanded, and now he has one production that he's working on called Urban Scuba.
And is that out of
which-
Philadelphia?
Well, mostly he's been working out of New York now.
Okay.
But I do costume styling for him, which involves a lot. That said, I also help with the dancers, getting them ready. We do video shoots. So we do fundraisers. And you've been involved in some of the fundraisers.
Yeah, the snowball. They had
Snowball
this-
fundraiser.
Oh,
when
here, this
we
is
had
one
Junk.
of your outfits. That
Oh,
you put
that's one of the
together.
costumes that I had to distress. It's hard to see it there, but that was brand new when I purchased it, and my husband actually helped me distress it. It's a whole process of distressing clothing. We use a drill bit, and some burning is involved.
Yeah, people
and
don't realize how much goes involved in something like that.
That took hours to get that skirt that he's wearing to look that way. And this is part of Urban Scuba. And this photo was from a video shoot that we did. That's a promo video shoot. Oh, that's SYBOLL'S
Ooh.
Snowball.
That was
He
actually
had-
my car there too.
Yeah,
I used
and
to
he would
ride
park-
around in that beautiful baby.
So Snowball, the party, with the title Snowball, there was a lot of white costuming involved, and Sybil would generously bring his car and park it out front of the venue. I think you did that for a couple of years
did,
for Snowball.
yeah. I love my
One year
car.
he won the costume contest.
That was actually my 40th birthday party that Karen Breslow threw me at
the
the
Waterworks
Waterworks in
in
Philadelphia. 175 people.
It was wonderful.
It was a black tie
It's
affair,
another
and
event.
that was a reunion party from Shampoo.
Oh, okay.
I think a 25-year reunion party from Shampoo. And that's at the Charlesworth there.
His
Oh, you
restaurant.
look great there. That's
You
the
look-
Charlesworth in
Having my
Fortescue.
favorite dish, linguine with clams.
And We're gonna end the show there, saying that this was a great show, and it's nice to learn even more about you than I knew before, and I thought I knew everything about you. You've been a great guest, and I appreciate you. And
thank you for
hopefully
having
we'll have
me.
many more pictures to add to our album of life, and I appreciate you.
I appreciate you. Love you.
We'll see our next guest, which is Meghan Wren, and she'll be on in just after this commercial break.
Welcome back to Philly Live. Now to our special series, Healthy You, sponsored by Independence Blue Cross. You know that Sheila, Anya, they love to dance here on Philly Live. And dancing is not only fun, but it can be beneficial to people of all ages, especially the older community. A retirement community in Glen Mills, Delaware County, hosts a talent show every year, and our Sheila Wacko joined a rehearsal for one group taking the stage to perform a dance routine. And she found out exactly what the show means to so many residents there.
Howdy! It's hoedown time!
It's a summertime tradition at Marist Grove Retirement Community, the annual Follies Talent Show.
Tons of talent here.
Al and Evie Jacobs are 93 and 91 years old and have been married for 72 years. They've participated in the Follies since they moved into Marist Grove 16 years ago, and their daughter Joanne is the choreographer.
1, 2, 3, 4. I just like seeing how amazing and dedicated the dancers are. Drive, step, touch little hips, ladies.
Down by the river on a Friday night.
This year's performance is a rootin' tootin' country-inspired routine. Joanne's husband has stepped in to sing. His name is Al, too, so the dancers call themselves Al's Gals.
Let me see. Cowgirl attitudes.
During rehearsals, Al's Gals get exercise as they run through their dance steps. And learning choreography is a great way for them to engage their memories.
As everybody knows now, dance is really good for senior brains in general. And then to have to remember dance steps and different spacing on the stage complicates it in a really good way.
I think dancing encompasses everything. Body movement, listening, memory. It's good for the soul, it's good for your heart, it's good for your cells. I recommend it highly.
And we provide smiles and laugh to the hundreds of audiences that we sing and dance for.
Keep the hands here, swim.
How to swim and I learned to what?
Al partially credits his long life to living in a social community with activities and hobbies to keep him busy.
You have people here every day you talk to. There are hundreds of clubs that we can join, and there's so much to do here that I think it keeps you alive a little bit longer.
And pose.
All right.
Yes, ladies. Woo-hoo! I'm really proud of these ladies, and especially my mom and dad. They are amazing. It's amazing, and it's very extremely rewarding for me.
The good part about dancing is that it keeps me close to her.
Oh. It's hard to do it with a hat.
For Philly Live, I'm Sheila Watko.
Looking for a hidden gem on the other Jersey Shore? Discover the Hotel Charlesworth in Fortescue, New Jersey, where charm meets elegance. Enjoy fine dining, breathtaking views of the bay, and the warm welcome of your host, Sybil. And ladies, every guest gets to pick a free piece of jewelry, most often a beautiful ring. Because perfection deserves privacy. Reservations only. Call 856-447-4928. The Hotel Charlesworth, Fortescue's best-kept secret, on the other Jersey Shore, in Fortescue, New Jersey.
Many people treat their health like a game. With Complete Care Health Network, it's easy to start your healthcare journey. Just select from our specialties and schedule online, by phone, or on our app. Our entire team communicates with one another, so everyone works together on your total health. Plus, we make it even easier with all of these additional benefits. Level up your health with us. Complete Care Health Network. No games, just great health care for everyone.
For more information on Sybil's World and to follow Sybil, You can find him on Instagram at instagram.com/Sybil. TikTok at tiktok.com/@Sybil. And on Facebook at facebook.com/Sybil.
Welcome back to Sybil's World, where I have one of my favorite people in the whole world with me, and that's Meghan Wren. She is a local. She grew up in Millville, correct? Which, incidentally, Millville is, I love, Wheaton Village is one of my favorite places. I just love it there. In fact, when people come here, I always tell them, go to Wheaton Village because it's awesome. So one of your passions in life, which started a long time ago, was a tall ship, the Mirror. And would you like to explain about that, how you got involved in it and what it was? And because my picture, when I always pictured you talking about it, was like there was like this sunken ship and you just went and like pulled it up out of the water and then just rehabbed it. But there was a lot more involved.
There was.
Good.
Yeah.
So what was the process for that? And then what gave you the motivation or even to want to do that? I mean, and why did you do it and other people didn't? That's another thing too.
Well, I had grown up in Millville. And I had, when I left Millville, I went traveling across the country and ended up in Texas on a tall ship, the Ulozas. And I became passionate about traditional sailing. And when I came back to this area, I found out that we had this entire fleet of schooners that had been in the Delaware Bay that I had grown up in Millville and never heard about.
Wow, you were that close and you didn't.
Yeah, and it seemed kind of unfair that kids in this area weren't learning about the Delaware Bay and weren't learning about that heritage.
And they were learning about it in Texas.
Right.
It just makes no sense at all.
But it was, it seemed like we had this incredible resource, and I felt like Millville had almost like, I don't know if it's fair to say, but almost like an inferiority complex. Like I didn't feel like there was enough pride and people feeling like they lived in a wonderful place.
Right, which it could be in many ways.
Well, and to me, I really tend towards more the environment and the natural elements and the open space and the things that we have right around the corner, and that fact that we have this maritime heritage that we're. So
tell us about the ship.
So
the condition that it was in when you got it was pretty rough.
Yeah, and she's one of the. There were hundreds of Delaware Bay oyster schooners out on the bay when oysters were really king, and she had kind of done her career and was actually down in the Chesapeake area and had been pretty much retired.
And then you brought it back here.
Actually, John Gandy bought her for actually, Donnie McDaniels bought her for her clam license. She had been converted to clamming.
Oh, yeah, because those licenses are very hard to get.
Yes.
It's very expensive.
So he bought the boat and kind of retired, took the license, retired the boat. John Gandy started thinking about trying to bring her back up here, which he did. And then he had kids in college and ended up going back to sea to help support his kids in college. And kind of he had a partner that kind of didn't come together. And I was this young 20-something and
ambitious and excited and stuff,
and idealistic and naive. And I said,
but you did great. I mean, everyone that knows that you were the inspiration for the whole project, and you gave a good portion of your life to it. I mean, what, 15 years, 20 years? 29 years.
Change.
So, and there was how much went into it? Like millions of dollars?
Oh, well, yeah, over the years, and hundreds of people. I mean, people really, the community got behind it, and we had all sorts of, the early days, there were a lot of fundraisers and lots of, selling T-shirts at festivals and things like that.
And we're going to hopefully see photos of it so people that aren't familiar with this area can also see it. It's beautiful. It's absolutely, it's something you would see in a movie. It's fantastic.
And it's New Jersey's official tall ship.
Oh, the governor made it.
We did a campaign. All the kids that were going out sailing wrote letters and said they wanted to see the Mirror as New Jersey's tall ship. And eventually the legislature and then the governor signed the bill, and she became
That's
New Jersey's official
incredibly
township.
impressive. So where do you go to see it now? Like where'd you go?
She's in Bivalve. That's her home port.
Okay. And where is Bivalve? Is that?
It's right down the river from here. We're in Millville, so if you follow the Morris River down to the bay, that's where Bivalve is, and that's where she
Is there
sails.
a museum associated with that?
Yeah.
Is that the Delaware
Yes,
Museum?
the Delaware Bay
So tell us
Museum.
about that, because
So that's housed.
it's crazy. I've lived here for 7 years, 8 years, and I have never been there.
Oh my
So,
gosh,
yeah.
we're gonna have to fix that.
Yeah, but I lived in Philadelphia my entire life and never went to Betsy Ross's house either. So
Have to work on that.
yeah. Tell us about the museum and what's in the museum and how did you start that and who's running it now and.
Well, we started as the restoration was going on for the Meerwald. It was hard to keep people's attention and for them to understand why we were doing it and what story there was to tell. So in 1991, I got a grant from New Jersey Historical Commission and put together an exhibit that was about the maritime resources of the Delaware Bay, and that was on Main Street in Port Norris. And so for a while, that was our office. We held meetings there, held lectures, and then we set up the museum there, and that became kind of the seed for what is now built into the whole interpretive center.
So it's
at
not
the
there
Bayshore
anymore,
Center.
it moved?
Now it's in Bivalve.
Oh, okay. So it's right where the boat is.
Yeah, so
The
you can go
ship.
to the home port of the Meerwald and see the museum and see there's also access to the wetlands there, 4,000 acres of restored
Wow.
wetlands. There's you're right on in a working waterfront.
Yeah,
in
I'm going to have to
Bivalve.
go there because people talk about it. I talk about it all the time. I actually promote it all the time, and I've never even been there, but I just hear wonderful things about it. And I know that you were the captain of the project, and that because they had a thing at my restaurant where they honored you and gave you a standing ovation, and they appreciate what you did, and it's something that will last many generations because of what you started, and you should be proud of that. I know I am. That's why I promote it, even though I haven't been there. How do you get? Do you have to buy tickets? What website? Do you know what website you go on?
Sure, you go to
find it?
Bayshore Center, and you can go and you can just visit the facility, or you can buy tickets to go sailing on the Meerwald. And you have to check.
Oh,
where
you
she
can
is.
actually go.
Oh yeah.
On it?
Yeah, you can go
Oh,
sailing.
wow.
And sometimes she's in Bivalve, but she does travel, throughout South Jersey and along the coast.
See, I did not know that. And then, what is that, like a couple hour tour or something like that? Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Really nice. I didn't know that. Do they have dinner on there? How's it like? Is it like a?
It's more you help raise the sails. There's sometimes education. I mean, if a school group can go out for a field trip and they have
Wow.
learning
It
stations.
fits that many people.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Very
Yeah.
interesting.
And yeah.
So yeah, I mean I'm definitely going to go, and you should definitely check that out because it's your life work also. I mean that's probably your most thing that you're most prideful for. And you were also part of the Port Norris Rotary, and that's how you and I became friends because every Thursday you would come in with the whole group, and for years. And in fact, our restaurant wasn't even open. We would only stay open on Thursdays because you were coming in. And that's how we got to know each other and got so close.
Yep.
So are you still part of that? What is
So
the
the
Rotary?
Port-
Let me ask a question. What is the Rotary? Like, so people that don't know what it is, what is the Rotary?
So there are lots of service clubs, and Rotary happens to be one that's focused on, it's one of the few service clubs that actually raises enough money to pay for administrative fees out of the interest from the donations that are given. So it's a service club that raises money in the community for both local, national, and international projects. And it's probably most known for helping to eradicate polio. And that's kind of one of the worldwide goals, and also bringing water to places that have dug wells and done projects in places that don't have water. And then on a local
so basically
level,
you saved the polio crisis. So going into that, I definitely do want to get a story straight here because it's something I always tell people, and then when they ask me about you, because a lot of my customers ask me about you because you're famous, because I always tell them that you're the lady that swam across the ocean to save a turtle, because you like to save things. And what is the true story? I kind of hate to know the real story because that one's so great.
then you're going to have to actually say the truth in the
But
future.
you're going to have to. Well, I would like you to set the record straight and tell
Okay.
me why do I say that?
So when Sandy hit the bay, it wasn't just the Atlantic coast that got slammed.
Oh, yeah, I know. We lost many homes in Fortescue.
Yeah. And the whole Bayshore had really devastation, and it wasn't really the focus of the funding. They looked at the 9 most impacted counties, and Cumberland County was the 10th most impacted county, but we weren't eligible for some of the grants that were being given out for recovery.
Yeah, it was a disgrace, actually, because they did it a follow-up years later, and my father was on TV for that, and that there were houses still like halfway in the water that they couldn't get any help for.
There's still some houses today in Fortescue that were impacted by Sandy and never recovered, and I felt that was not right, and it seemed like I'd been a swimmer all my life. And
so is that the photo that's in your shop with you swimming?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is it in a turtle frame? I don't know. How did I ever associate that with a turtle?
I'm not sure where the turtle came from.
Okay, go ahead. So go ahead. Let me finish.
So I was had been toying with the idea of swimming across the bay for years. I was a swimmer. I worked to advocate for Delaware Bay. It hadn't occurred to me, but when all that happened with Sandy, I thought maybe this is an opportunity, because I'm not. It's just more I tend to be an advocate like that, and so it seemed like having a reason to swim was something that motivated me. So, and my dad said, if you're going to do it, you better do it soon, because he was getting up there.
Okay, so your father witnessed it, which is awesome.
He did.
Very cool.
And I had a whole crew. It was, no one's ever done this before, to swim from Delaware to New Jersey across the Delaware Bay.
So were you Dover, Delaware?
I started in Port Mahon.
Is that because the current would keep you certain?
Well, so
that's directly across Fortescue is Dover, right?
Well, Port Mahon is just above Dover.
Okay.
So it's pretty close to Dover. And as you know, my husband Jesse is a captain.
He's a captain,
and
yeah.
We spent the winter looking at charts and navigating and deciding what tide we had to leave on, because the current in the Delaware Bay is pretty significant.
Very strong, yeah.
And there's the shipping channel, so we had to contact the Pilots Association to see about.
And you're lucky he loved you, because he could collect life insurance if you had to go the wrong way. So Jesse, good job proving your love. Okay.
So it was, and we had a lot of support for that, and I did some fundraising. And it was, swimming from Port Mahon to Fortescue, and there were.
I know it was on the news. It was a big deal.
Yeah.
And what did you wind up raising? What was the?
Raised about $25,000, and.
Well, back then that's pretty lot. Yeah.
And it was, a lot of attention.
It brought a lot of attention to the area.
And it was interesting, because we had a flotilla of people that were helping the Port Norris fire. Sent the fireboat along to accompany me, and we had a friends found a vessel that had a tuna tower, and my 8-year-old at the time was the official shark lookout.
Okay, so that's Del Bay, who you named after the Delaware Bay.
Yeah,
very
and
cool.
He was disappointed that he didn't see a shark.
And was he wearing a turtle shirt by any chance?
No, I don't know where the turtle comes in.
Okay. Well, I'm glad I got the story straight.
Yeah.
And when we come back, because we're going to take a commercial break, we're going to talk about some more very interesting things with Meghan Wren. See you soon.
Looking for a hidden gem on the other Jersey Shore? Discover the Hotel Charlesworth in Fortescue, New Jersey, where charm meets elegance. Enjoy fine dining, breathtaking views of the bay, and the warm welcome of your host, Sybil. And ladies, every guest gets to pick a free piece of jewelry, most often a beautiful ring. Because perfection deserves privacy. Reservations only. Call 856-447-4928. The Hotel Charlesworth, Fortescue's best kept secret, on the other Jersey Shore in Fortescue, New Jersey.
At Mintz Insurance, we're proud to have been serving our customers for nearly 80 years, offering 30 different insurance products for your auto, home, and business. And to help ensure that you're getting the best rates possible, we give you up to 3 quotes for every policy, so you can choose what's right for you. At Mintz, we're part of the community, local representatives, supporting events, and proud of it. It's part of who we are. Mintz Insurance. Call today and find out how we can help you save on insurance, or visit us at mintzinsurance.com.
For more information on Sybil's World and to follow Sybil, you can find him on Instagram at instagram.com/Sybil, TikTok at tiktok.com/@Sybil, and on Facebook at facebook.com/Sybil.
So I'm Meghan Wren. I'm the founder and executive director of the Bayshore Center at Bivalve. We operate New Jersey's tall ship, the A.J. Meerwald, and this is our 25th year we're celebrating. And we've been sort of one goal after another. First it was to restore the schooner, and 25 years ago she looked a little rough. And so raising the money to get her restored and to restore her was a big push. It took us 8 years to do it, and about $800,000. And then, of course, we needed a place for her to sail from, and we started working on the facility in Bivalve, our Bayshore Center, and an equal number of years, I think, and closer to $5 million to get that completely restored was invested. And now we're working towards the bigger picture, trying to spread the word about the Delaware Bay, get people excited and caring about it. And so in our 25th year, we're still working and still hoping to make a difference in the Bay.
Welcome back. We're here with Meghan Wren, who we're going to continue talking about your swimming across the Delaware Bay.
I just wanted to say about the when we got close, the Miss Fortescue had some friends and volunteers.
Jim Higbee.
Yeah, Jim Higbee. They had sold some tickets and helped with the fundraising, and they had decorated the boat, and they were going to meet me out there, and then.
I love the Higbees, by the way, and Cliff is one of my favorite people.
So Cliff came out, and the fire company also from Down Township sent a boat to meet me, and they weren't sure, if it was going to really happen. And Cliff tells the story about getting a call that I was getting close. It was really happening.
Oh yeah.
And when I got to the end, there was, I was worried too that it was like a rainy, windy day. I wasn't sure people were going to be there. And as I got close to the beach, I couldn't see the beach for all the people. And
really?
There were microphones stuffed to my face, that's awesome. And but then Cliff kept coming. Maybe you should come back to his rescue vehicle and make sure.
Probably because you look so good in that bathing suit.
No, we wanted to check my vitals, make sure I was okay, and so people kept asking questions, and eventually he came back and said, "No, you really should come over. I'll make sure you're okay." And so he took my blood pressure and those kinds of things, and then he said, "I really need to give you an apology." I said, "What for?" He said, "I didn't think you'd make it."
Oh wow!
I said, "You never make it halfway." Yeah. But he was great. He gave me kudos, and it was nice of him to do that.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love Cliff.
Yeah. And all the other boats, Bonanza, and at the time there was Bodacious was also working out of the bay, and they all came as all these boats everywhere I looked.
That's a fantastic. It must be
it was a good day.
Feeling.
It was a good day.
That's a great feeling. I mean, if you hadn't made it, it still would have been a nice effort, but I'm glad you made it. And Jesse didn't get to collect on life insurance, but
that's right.
Whatever. So our next thing we want to talk about is the Down Township Green Team. How did that start? When did it start? And what does it do?
So I'm not sure if I even remember what year we started.
Was that one of your projects that you started?
Yeah, because the whole idea is the Green Team works through New Jersey, Sustainable Jersey. That's the organization that supports green teams all throughout the state.
Okay, so there's multiple green teams.
Yeah, the green teams all throughout, and they have their points that you can earn by doing things that are good for the community.
Like I always see them cleaning up all the streets and all that stuff.
Exactly. And so in different categories you can earn points, and they just recently got bronze again. That's a level you can earn. And so and all of the things that that you can do for for earning those points are things that improve the community. So there are things related to supporting small businesses. There are things related to, the things you would imagine from a green team, recycling and
So you're the reason why I don't throw things out my window anymore.
No,
So
well,
all these
Cumberland
guys
County
there,
has
I felt really guilty doing it, and I'm like, all right, let me just put my gum wrapper in my pocket now.
Good for you. All right.
So
See,
thank you
that's
for
worth
inspiring me to do that, because I'm from the city, so we didn't know any better.
Well, when I got started, we were building, and some amazing people have gotten involved.
Yeah,
and
well,
Liz and Lori have
amazing,
really ran
yeah.
with it, and they've, they're chairing it now and keeping things going.
It's amazing that you start these things and they wind up becoming these, you put the seed in and you help it grow and it becomes something that's going to last for a long time. It's incredibly commendable of you, and it's one of the reasons why I admire you so much. Yeah. So what other projects have they done, the Green Team?
So some of the signage around, that was from Discover Delaware Bay.
That new thing that they have with the veterans thing, is that the Green Team?
That's both the Green Team, and there was also,
because I see that Liz and them out there.
And the garden at the chapel, the community garden, and
so they're doing a lot of great work.
A lot of cleanups annually.
I want to talk about the Horseshoe Crab Festival, because growing up in Fortescue, because we've been going there for 40 years now, my family, during the summer times, we would spend our entire summer there. And I remember as a kid, literally, you couldn't see the beach. The horseshoes, like that picture that's on the screen right now, would be like 1/1,000,000th of 1/10 of a percent of what we used to see on the beach with the horseshoes. The entire beach was filled. You couldn't even see sand. And this is what you see now, and it's like crazy that it's not that just in the short time, 40 years, it's a long time, but a short time in the matter, and you only see this now. Well, why is that?
Part of that is the timing. I mean, you can actually go out at a full moon high tide when the tide's just coming in.
It was not like that when I was a kid. It was the whole entire beach was filled. And my dad was a fisherman, so we'd experience that all the time, where you literally couldn't fish. You didn't have to specifically look for a time to go and see them. They were all just there all the time. And it's just unbelievable how that's changed in this little bit of time.
There are a lot of things,
So what does the Horseshoe Crab Festival, it showcases the couple that you see in a tub, whatever.
Well,
but I mean, the people come out and they have the 1 year, I guess, did you just start that, or how did that work?
So
because you had like 3,500 people that 1 year. It was unbelievable. I never saw that many people in Fortescue. It was a crazy, beautiful event.
And that was the year that the weather and everything kind
worked
of
out.
all
And then the last
together.
couple of years, it was raining the one time. The bugs were really bad another time, but that year you had it was really amazing.
It can be hit or miss, but there's always incredible. Just seeing the phenomenon is really valuable. I think people really enjoy that. But having music and vendors, local vendors.
Liz is part of that.
Yeah, that's the Green Team.
Oh, that's the Green Team. They're going together.
Yeah, the Green Team rejuvenated something that the township, like there had been some groups that had made it happen, and it wasn't. It had stopped, so we got it going again.
Oh, great! I mean, it's fantastic. I know we donate things to it for their charities and stuff like that. Because
there's a lecture, there's walks, there's
and there's music, and you have vendors out there. It's a pretty amazing. Another thing that that it's spiraled off into something else that you've done. Now we're going to talk about the polar plunge, because we have a polar plunge in Fortescue, which happened 3 years ago. This is the third year?
We did 3 already.
Okay, this is the 4th year already.
Yeah.
Because the first year I was ambitious, and I dressed up as an
eagle. We had an eagle theme that year.
I was an eagle. I jumped into the water. It was I'll never forget it.
Refreshing, right?
Yeah, it was refreshing. It was, and then there was press there, and there wound up being so many people that they literally didn't have enough towels and everything, because we never expected. Well, you never expected. I wasn't part of it. You never expected to have that many people. It was incredibly successful. And so, how many people were there last year?
I'm not sure what the number is exactly.
Freezing,
oh my gosh, there was snow on the ground last
year.
Yeah,
last year was freezing. I remember Blaze came in and said, "Are you?" I'm like, "No." I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. It's crazy because there was snow on the ground. I'm like,
And the beach, it was snow and ice piled up on the beach.
Yeah,
It was one of the
but
rougher ones.
again, that's something very cool. That
That
people,
started.
it's just something I can say I did. It was one of the things that was on my bucket list that I didn't even know was on my bucket list because I always thought I'd like to do that, but I thought I'm never going to do that.
Yeah.
Well, you brought it to Fortescue, so that's why I did it.
And the green team twice a year has a hike. And one of the times it's usually in Bear Swamp. And I don't know if you know this, but Down Township has one of the last old growth forests on the East Coast.
I did not know that, and I go down Sandplant. I go down that road all the way. Bears, because I swear I saw a bear there when like 7-8 years ago.
Yeah.
And I told what's her face, Shirley's sister, the one that makes she used to do the bakery at the Charlesworth, the baking.
Oh.
And she
okay.
would do that little side thing. And she told me, she said, you could have seen a bear there. That's why they named it Bear Swamp. And I know what I saw. I know I saw a bear. Everyone said it wasn't true, but what's his name said it was true too. So anyway.
So that one goes back to Cliff again too, because we were doing a hike in Bear Swamp, and I was walking with Cliff and Marion, and said I really thought we should do a polar plunge, but it would have
That's how it started.
Yeah, but we'd have to
nice.
have the fire companies, support and partnership.
Well, yeah.
And he was like, I'm all for it. So
he did say he was all for it.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I say. Gotta love Cliff. He's amazing. Now we're going to go to my favorite project, which, you've been passionate about everything else for other people and stuff. But this is one of the passions for you, is you started your own business, which is right in front of the Charlesworth. So people come in, they always bring wonderful things in. Tell me what the name of your business is.
It's the Fortescue Sea Chest.
And what are your hours for that?
So we're only open the weekends.
There it is right there.
There it is. And it's open on Saturday and Sunday. Saturday from 11 to 5 and Sunday from noon to 4. And then
when do you close for the season?
December 20th is our last day.
Yeah, because now tell us about this, because I know that you handpicked the things that are in there. There's like a lot of local artists. Who are some of the artists? And I mean, there's some really cool stuff in there. I mean, things that I don't like crafts personally. I'm not a craft person. I just do my thing. But I have bought many things in there, and it's not just to support you. It's because they're really awesome things. So tell us about some of the designers in there.
Sure. I mean, it's kind of eclectic, and it has themes of local art and artisans who oftentimes they use the things like sea glass and driftwood and oysters.
And let's also say that a lot of people come to Fortescue because of the sea glass. We have an unlimited amount of sea glass always washing up on the beach, and even when you think that the whole beach is picked, the next day there will be sea glass there. It's
an
unbelievable.
Awesome place for beach
so
combers.
that was just so people know that if you were looking for sea glass, you should come to Fortescue because you can find it. And if you can't find it, you can always buy it at the shop.
And there are people who come to Fortescue to collect sea glass and make things from it, but there are also artists who live in the area that do, whether it's pottery or jewelry or fine art.
And it's not cheesy. The stuff that you have in your store isn't like this cheesy. It's actually really well made. Irma, is she still carrying her stuff in the store?
I'm hoping she's going to bring some this season.
She makes these the Christmas tree ornaments out of oyster shells, which are incredible. I've already given some to my friends in LA and stuff, and they love them. They're really amazing. And I think she uses her husband as her model because he's that little bald guy, that guy. Not little, but but they think she uses him as their model.
Yeah.
And I love her. I love her and John are amazing.
And Kathy Kramer is a potter here from Millville. Who does
those wood?
Oh, the driftwood. That's Jackie. Yeah, and that whole family. So there's really talent in that family. Jackie does the driftwood, and sometimes it's the old salts. Sometimes it's witches for Halloween, and then Santas for Christmas. And then she'll see like an animal in a piece of driftwood, and it'll be a shark or an alligator.
And then she'll use that as her.
And she'll make it.
Yeah, if you get a chance to go, I would definitely go there. It's definitely worth the trip, even if the restaurant isn't open. I would go in there because you will definitely find something that you like. Is there anything else you wanted to say? I'm just going to conclude this because we had a fantastic show. Thank you for being here. I love learning more about you. You are one of my favorite people in the world, and I will always be grateful because you helped me get the Charlesworth. and I'm a real pleasure to have you.
Well,
so hopefully the people got to.
You've brought so much to the area, and keeping the Charlesworth going is so important, and you bring so much to it. It's not just the Charlesworth, it's like you go there to see Sybil.
Well, thank you. Well, we're here to see you today, so thank you very much, and we will see you on our next show.
For more information on Sybil's World and to follow Sybil, you can find him on Instagram at instagram.com/Sybil, TikTok at tiktok.com/@Sybil, and on Facebook at facebook.com/Sybil.
This has been a QBC television production, in association with our partners and sponsors. QBC broadcasts on Comcast Cable Channel 22, and live streams its programming on Facebook and YouTube. All rights reserved by Quinn Media and QBC. Programming that serves the South Jersey market.